I'm not going to go into great detail about this deck in this intro. I'm just saying we're playing Elves. There's a lot of green creatures that make mana, and then you have some payoffs. The payoffs being Warmaster, 7 mana, +2/+2, Death Touch, smash him, activate him multiple times. Allosaurus Shepherd turns everyone into dinosaurs for some fucking weird reason. Clan Caller goes gets another body, more lords pump, yeah, yada yada. Just pump your stuff and fuck him up, right? Growing Rights is a mana card more than a payoff. Archdruid's a lord. And then you have company to get more bodies. And then Cricket Hoof. You have one copy of Cricket Hoof to draw into as well. Maybe you should play more than one copy. Probably not. Who gives a fuck? That's the deck! That's it! Anti-flyers for the creativity deck. Anti-artifacts for sacrifice and affinity. And anti-graveyard for graveyard combo decks and sacrifice primarily. And that's it! It is big and it is exciting. I was going to say it's not big and it's exciting, as you just heard, but I do think it's big and exciting. It makes fucking shit tons of mana, does ludicrous things. I'm just going to show it off, play some games in this slow play. Let's fucking go. And don't forget, use the code KENOBI at checkout at the Channel 5 Marketplace to help support the channel. Link in the description below.
Game!
Are you ready to rumble? We're on Elves today. There will be a link in the description below. We're playing the little green boys and girls. We got to play first too. Okay. This has some mana, and it has some dorks that do things. Because some dorks just make mana, and some dorks do things. This is a slow play today. This hand isn't great, by the way. We probably want to collect company or something that makes more bodies. It seeks, it draws cards, whatever. It's a slow play. So that means that I'm not editing out anything but actual downtime. I'm going to chat about Magic a little bit as we play. I've been enjoying Historic a lot recently, if I'm completely honest with you. I played quite a bit last season. We didn't quite get to Mythic. We got to like High Diamond, and then I just didn't grind. I didn't grind hard enough. Will I grind this season? This month? Probably not either. Too busy doing other things. Our opponent's mulligan pretty hard. Shouldn't be the Chaos deck, though. Normally when they mulligan hard is Tybalt's Trickery and Throes of Chaos, right? Should have played Jaspera. Yeah, I don't think there's any upside to play Jaspera Sentinel over the Lano Elves. It's not going to be Trickery, because Trickery is banned, finally. Our opponent might be on aggro Elves, but I reckon this is going to be red-green aggro itself. We drew one of the most ridiculous one-drops ever printed in Allosaurus Shepherd. We're going to play Jaspera Sentinel now so it doesn't have Summoning Sickness next turn, and we're going to play Elvish Clan Caller as well. We could have gotten Elvish Warmaster into the Sentinel there, but this gives us a better block, I think. I guess more bodies makes Allosaurus Shepherd better, but we also need some sort of mana payoff to make Allosaurus Shepherd good. Those payoffs would be Elvish Archdruid or the Growing Rights of Idamok that I'm still playing, even though everyone keeps telling me I shouldn't be. They make a wolf, they make a 2/2, and they can't attack because of the line we took. So that's something. No attacks from our opponent here. We draw a forest. We want to stop drawing lands and draw, like I said, a payoff. We're going to play Elvish Warmaster here. So we now have 2 things on board. 3 things on board that are improved by the use of lots and lots of fucking mana. That is Elvish Clan Caller for 6 mana, makes another version of herself to grow your team. Elvish Warmaster activates and grows your team and gives him Death Touch temporarily, and Allosaurus Shepherd just turns into 5/4 dinosaurs. I'm going to talk about this in another video because it's a fucked up, right? Just read it. Like all the text makes it a fucked up and way too powerful Magic card. But also like the lore, the flavor behind it turning elves into dinosaurs is kind of dumb. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to get in with a Jaspera Sentinel here. I'm okay with them double blocking and then losing the Pelt Collector. What I mean, by the way, to go back to it, because I'm not done. I'm going to talk about this Allosaurus Shepherd till the dinosaurs come home. Do you get it? Because shepherds normally herd cows. But if they're riding the dinosaur, they should become a dinosaur. People talk about this a lot. I've noticed people are like, oh, it's because they're riding the dinosaurs. But fuck off. Like, when you ride a horse, you don't become a horse in Magic. Like, Thalia's Lancers aren't fucking horses. They're not fucking horses either. They're not additionally horses, if you know what I mean. So our opponent is currently roping. Yeah. I don't know if they're thinking long and hard about this turn. No, they are thinking long and hard, I think. I don't think they're roping because they're upset about this. This isn't a board state to be upset about, right? Why are you upset about this? We're close to 6 mana, by the way. And by close, I mean next time we have 6 mana, which allows us to activate, not the Warmaster, that's 7, but we can activate Clan Caller or Allosaurus Shepherd. We're into sideboarding now, because our opponent doesn't think they can beat us going to 6 mana and going hog wild, as I like to say. Okay, so they're red-green aggro. I guess Scoozes give us some ways to gain life, and that's probably it. I really don't like our sideboard against them, actually. Almost artifact hate, or like attrition and like anti-control stuff, and then graveyard hate. Not great, not great. I wonder if even bringing the scoozers in is correct. I'm not going to bring the scoos in. And you can tell me in the comment section below, A, does art gross you out? It actually makes me kind of horny. And B, would you have bought the scoos in here? Also, I probably should be playing more copies. Wow, these numbers are wrong. I'll fix that after this game. I didn't realise I hadn't put the full lot in. Growing Rights of Itlamok will do some jobs, I think. Maybe. We go 1 drop, 2 drop, make a Growing Rights, love life. Then we always need a payoff. A Coco, a Hoof, some creature we can sink mana into. We lead with Lana White Elves. Our opponent played a Pelt Collector. We're going to slam an Elvish Archdruid next turn. Now, they've probably got a lot more removal post-board. They've probably got Savage Stomps and such. They might just bolt the bird, the colloquial, the proverbial, bolt the bird. And that would be the right thing to do. There we go. This makes our next turn very bad, because Dwayne's Elite doesn't do anything without another elf in play. We drew an Allosaurus Shepherd, though. I'm just going to run out. I'm not going to run out the Dwayne's Elite for no value. Robber of the Rich from our opponent, which of course grows their Pelt Collector. It also means they're going to get to draw a virtual card off the Robber of the Rich this turn. And they've gone for a Valkenrath Pit Fighter, which I've never seen in my life. Discard a card, sacrifice a vampire, draw 2 cards, activate only if your opponent's lost a life. Okay, cool, cool. No blocks. We take 4 here. We are on the back foot. We'll play Castle Garenbrig, play an Elvish Archdruid, and this will give us a good turn next turn where we can play Dwayne's Elite for 2. Then we'll have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana to play Growing Rights of Itlamok or cast multiple creatures or whatever. They play the 4/3 Bone Crusher Giant, growing the Pelt Collector. They attack for a bunch, and we ain't going to be blocking. I'm just going to take it. Take it on the chin. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Play a Dwayne's Elite. We tap for 4, and we play a Growing Rights of Itlamok. We'll get us another Dwayne's Elite, which we then play. We now have a Gaia's Cradle. Like, the Growing Rights of Itlamok has flipped into Itlamok's Cradle of the Sun, and we have 3/3s to block with, so we're not in a bad spot. I mean, we are just absolutely fucking dead if they, A, kill our Elvish Archdruid, or B, have Splinter Twin, also known as the big fucking sword. Embercleave, that's the one. That's the one. Ranger class, okay. We're going to be able to level this up as well and put a counter on something. They come in. They didn't level up. They exile a card with Robber of the Rich. Get themselves an Elvish Clancaller. Okay. We're going to activate Growing Rights of Itlamok here, which was now a Cradle. And we're going to activate Allosaurus Shepherd, which grows all our things to like dinosaurs and shit. And then we're just going to block a lot of stuff. I assume the last card in their hand is some sort of kill effect for the Elvish Archdruid to make these blocks ineffective. Hence why they attacked and didn't level up the Rangers class. But it didn't matter, because I'm a fucking god.
Another one.
It is time to go first with Elves again. Double Garenbrig with a Forest. No 1-drop, but I'm going to risk it for the proverbial biscuit because we're going to play. If we want to draw, which means that we're behind in the tempo game, I don't think keeping this hand is good enough because it's a little bit slow. Because all we're doing is playing 2-drop and then 3-drop. But 2-drop, 3-drop into Collected Company with that 3-drop as Elvish Archdruid is pretty fucking good. So I'm okay with that. Our opponent didn't mulligan, which is good for them, I guess. I'll play Garenbrig. I might actually just play Elvish Warmaster here instead, because it's better value for the following turns. Clancaller is... well, it's not more aggressive, is it? It has a pump stat on it. That's largely irrelevant if we don't have much of a board state. If they have a Savage Stomp here or a similar removal spell, what's the one? Play with Fire from the new Innistrad set from Midnight Hunt, available in all local game stores now, then maybe they'll kill the Elvish Warmaster. They probably should. Elvish Warmaster is pretty fucking good. Harmonic Prodigies. They are the Shamans and Wizards deck, which is genuinely a terrifying deck. It does absolutely ludicrous things thanks to this card. So I think they had a play there where they could have killed my Elvish Warmaster, or they could have played Harmonic Prodigy, and they took a little bit of time to think on it and play the Prodigy. Prodigy enabling them to do ludicrous things with Burning Tree Shamans, making loads of mana, and other shit off of company. Now the Shaman deck when I play it is just dog shit. Like, it is the worst. It is like a turgid piece of shit that's been left in the sun and you've been forced to eat it by the school bully. When my opponents play it, it's caviar. No, it's not caviar. Caviar is shit as well. Caviar is dog shit. There's my hot take. No, it's more like smoked salmon on a piece of, like, I don't know, sourdough toast with some zesty guacamole and a poached or a fried egg with a little bit of hot sauce. That's what I had for breakfast this morning because it's a Saturday and my wife knows how to show me a good time. They used the Bone Crusher Giant that I thought they had in their hand from the first turn, the Soul Read that I had, to kill our Elvish Archdruid whilst I was talking about eggs and guacamole. For some reason, our Elvish Archdruid has the activation thing hovering on it because of Read. Oh, it's gone now. It's gone now. Arena started to be a quality program. Elvish Visionary here draws them 2 cards, which is just pretty strong, honestly. We play an Elvish Warmaster, making an elf. 2 elves, even. We're going to say no attacks and pass the turn. There is an argument that playing Elvish Archdruid first was probably better, because next turn we get to then untap with it and have a shit ton of mana if they don't have an answer to it. I think actually, I say there's an argument. I think that was actually the better line. Playing Archdruid and having tons of mana next turn to company and similar is probably better. We also have a situation now that if I draw a 4th land, we have this like tension of do we play an Archdruid for the following turn or do we company? I think we company. Honestly. There's also an argument for us playing 2 Lords, Elvish Clancaller, Elvish Clancaller, because they will generate us 4 Warmaster Elves and grow the entire team by 2 permanently. They company that into a 2nd Harmonic Prodigy and a Goblin and Archomancer, making the spells cost less and triple trigger. But honestly, I guess, like, who really... That wasn't the best thing. It sets them up for a good turn next turn. We're going to play the Forest. We're going to play a Clancaller. We're going to play another Clancaller. Because now we have an insane amount of Elves. And I'm just going to get into the red zone with the 3, like, disposable ones. Obviously, Elvish Warmasters. Again, playing Elvish Archdruid earlier would have been so much better, because we could have then spent the time activating Elvish Warmaster, like, once or twice, thanks to all the mana, and just loving life. But at the same time, they are on the ropes on 5, outside of an Embercleave kill, and, oh my god, a Rage Forger kill. Shit on the bed. Shit on that bed. So, end of the battlefield, because of the Harmonic Prodigies, it put 3 counters on... Oh my god, are you joking? Are you joking right now? Okay, we're going to have to block all of these. They'll also ping us multiple times. So, one Forger per body, and then it's tripled. Is that 9 damage from Forger triggers alone? Yep, that's a lot of Forger triggers going on the... How come it's that many? Like, 3 attacked, times 2 is 6, times... Oh shit, there's 2 of them, there's 3 lots. Am I dead? Am I just dead to double Rage Forger from in hand? Oh my fucking god. It's Xaxes. If I was to say I was upset by that, I would be telling the truth. Also, to be honest, I could have like probably won if I just played the fucking Archdruid on turn 3. Or 4, or whatever it was. Ugh. Again, I don't think we're sideboarding in any... meaningful way at all. I think we're just going to... I said no meaningful at all. We're just going to run it back, go first, and go faster. My hand was a little bit slow, and I made it slow by not playing the Archdruid to allow us to have shit tons of mana to get in. The double Harmonic creature into double Rage Forge is also a pretty good draw from them. We have Shepherd, Llanowar Elves, and Imperious Perfect, plus a Castle Garenbrig. This is not terrible. It's not amazing either. We, of course, lead with Mana Elf. Now, I don't know if the Shaman deck is playing any 1 mana removal they can actually put into this, honestly. I don't know if they're playing, like, Fight with Fire or Shock or anything like that. I think it's just the Hell Giant. I say Hill Giant, it's way better than the Hill Giant, right? Just the fucking Giant as removal. Playing Imperious Perfect here, going on Llanowar Elves. If they have the removal spell, they're going to probably fire it off on our Perfect. They might just land the Shaman payoff creature, though. Because, as you saw, that does take their deck to the next level. No, it's a Llanowar Elves they've just drawn, which is interesting. We're going to go ahead in company, because we just draw off the top like a god. Archdruid plus Warmaster, make a load of bodies. Or 1, because they don't see each other, and get in for 3. Okay, we've got quite the explosive start here. To the very least. We get to slam Shepherd and activate it next turn, which is lethal, unless they have an insane, like... They got 4 mana with a land drop, right? So they can go Harmonic, Shaman, Wizardy fucking thing, and then they could play like Burning Tree to generate 4. They can go Coco. Coco could hit a Burning Tree plus a Visionary, making them 4 more mana. And no, we're not going to see any insane sequences. We're just going to see them play a Visionary, which means they're not dead on board because they don't know about the Allosaur Shepherd in hand. Burning Tree gives them another body to block with. Into Fauna Shaman, pretty decent. We're going to play Garenbrig. We're going to play Allosaur Shepherd. We're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. And then we're just going to activate Garenbrig as well. No, we don't have to. They're just fucking dead. We're going to pump into Allosaur Shepherd and slam a jam. But they did not want to see what happened next. The real problem here is that we're just playing 2 ships passing in the fucking night, aren't we? Like, our opponent's just trying to do dumb shit, and we're just trying to do dumb shit, and whoever does the best dumb shit wins. I think their deck is probably capable of more dumb shit than ours, but I think ours might be a bit more consistent in its dumb shit. That said, they do have aggressive curves involving, like, the Wizard into Rage Forger, into well, probably multiple Rage Forges. That are just good in general. They don't have to do the dumb combo shit to get there. This hand is all gas and no brakes, so let's go ahead. Let's drive our elf car, to carry on the metaphor, directly into their shop window. That happened once in my hometown, by the way. Someone was dissatisfied with not being served alcohol at our local Tesco's. They just drove a Jaguar through the front window. Google it. Google Tesco, Jaguar, front window. I'm sure you'll find it. Our opponent's mulliganed to 5 and played a Scryland turn 1. Not the fastest start, and I feel like I'm getting lucky. Which I'll take considering how badly I played the first game of this best of 3, because I fucked it. I putted it pretty hard by not playing the Archdruid. So we're going to play an Elvish Warmaster here, and then we're going to play a Jaspera Sentinel, which allows us to make another Elf. A really strong start from us. I am slammer jamming the Elvish Archdruid next turn. Burning Tree from them. A Burning Tree without the Emissary thing is not that scary. Rampaging Frostborn is a problem for our deck a little bit. We're going to go Castle Garenbrig. We're going to go Archdruid. We're going to go... Ouchie, ouchie. Dwynen's Elite. Just auto-paying, whatever. We'll tap this thing. I'm going to swing with the Warmaster here. Because if they block the Ferocidon, we're fine. If they don't, we're also fine. Cool. Next turn, we play Allosaurus Shepherd and just turn everything into dinosaurs and win. Unless they have a ludicrous turn here. Like an absolutely insane turn. Okay, Company can give them some pretty insane lines. Again, if they hit the Wizard Shaman payoff thing, Harmonic Dickhead. They hit double Harmonic Dickhead, which isn't actually that good here. That sets them up for next turn. But oh boy, oh lordy, we are coming. We're going to come as hard as we've ever come before. We take 1 damage here. They don't even let us activate the Allosaurus Shepherd. That's how good Allosaurus Shepherd is. We keep threatening to activate it, and our opponents just are like, I guess I'll fucking die.
Another one.
We have won the die roll again, because I'm fucking good at this game. Elves, Dwynen's Elite, Elvish Clan... Woo! Go on then. If you insist, I'll do it. Llanowar Elves, let's fucking go. They played an island and nothing else. We're just going to play a snow-covered swamp. Swamp? The fuck? A snow-covered forest. A Llanowar Elves, a Jaspera Sentinel, and then I'll get in for 1. If they play a Spectral Sailor there and blocked, I think that'd be a win. We don't know what they're on, but I'm just saying an island go. Said to me, perhaps some sort of blue-based flash deck. Would that be rogues or some sort of tempo deck with flash creatures? But nothing. We saw nothing, tra-la-la. I love this island art, by the way. So we've got double blue open. That could be any number of things. I guess we're going to get something counted here. So I guess I want my Dwynen's Elite counted if we can help it. And then we want the Growing Rights of it Mock to stick. It didn't get counted. Fine. We'll just make a body then. And then I'll play an Elvish Clan Caller. Because I still want my Growing Rights of it Mock to resolve. Sometimes it's not even the correct thing to do, by the way. I just have a real soft spot for this magic card. Merfolk Trickster, turning off my Clan Caller, I guess. I had a bug the other day, by the way, where I trickstered a Clan Caller, and it didn't turn off the pump, and I lost all my guys in combat. I wasn't recording. They should have done this in combat if we had attacked. They then could have got one of our 1/2s or 2/2s, but they didn't. So are they actually Merfolk? Blue-green could make them actual Merfolk. I fucking love Merfolk too. I think it's one of the better decks in the format. Master of the Pearl Trident. Yes. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to go Castle Garenbrig. If this resolves, if they have Spell Pierce here, we can play through it. If this resolves, we have the mana to company in their turn. They have Spell Pierce, and we're going to auto-pay with our Llanowar Elves. Growing Rights of Itlamok finds us a... Ooh, all of these things are good. Let's go ahead and get an Allosaurus Shepherd. I'm then going to activate Jaspera Sentinel here, tapping the Elvish Clan Caller to play an Allosaurus Shepherd. Now, there's an argument not to do that, because then the mana from the Growing Rights of Itlamok can activate the Elvish Clan Caller. But honestly, I'm not really caring because of the company here. Do they trade the Trickster for the Elite? They do. That is fine. We transform our Growing Rights. We now have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana in their turn, which can also either transform our Allosaurus Shepherd and his friends into dinosaurs for some absolutely godforsaken reason, or we can just company. 6 mana also allows us to play company through Spell Pierce. Sure. That does resolve. You have some Lords. That's fine. On your end step, though, I'm going to go looking for Lords as well. So we're going to company. It resolves. We find Elvish Clancaller, Warcaller, Elvish Warcaller. Oh, they just scoop it up. They just scoop it up. They don't want to see us sit here and just jiggle about our fucking Warcallers anymore. Is shifting Ceratops even worth it? It is pro blue. It can't be countered. It seems like a reasonable magic card into Merfolk, right? I think I'll bring them in. I'm going to get rid of Frailies because they're a bit fast. I don't really want slow cards. Perfect is also a bit slow. The singular copy of Growing Rights of Hitlermork. We did have 2 at the beginning of this video, but I cut them to up the Elvish Warmaster count because I realized I hadn't put the full amount in. We'll bring in 2 Ceratopses, but not 3. We don't want to draw multiples, right? We just want them to be a thing we can slammer jam and block with. I need to stop saying slammer jam. It makes me sound like one of those fucking how do you do, fellow kids kind of creators, right? And I know I'm an old fuck. I know that 21 is not an age that people care about here. This is slow, and I said I wouldn't keep this on the draw, but I'm gonna keep this because following my own advice is difficult. And I play a Shoreline Scout, which is the best way to make a lot of money on eBay, is to just use Shoreline Scout to turn all your wasteful like islands into tropical islands and then sell them on the internet. I'm going to play a Forest and pass the turn, which is not what you want to be doing in this matchup against Merfolk. They have mulliganed, though, on the upside. They mulled to 6 or 5, I think. They come in for 2. They got 2 blue mana up. This could be a Spell Pierce. This could be a Merfolk Trickster. We drew a Company, which is actually ideal. It's what we want to see with the hand we've got. We play an Elvish Clancaller. It resolves, obviously. Maybe they tap it down here with a Merfolk Trickster, just so they can get in for 3 or 4 and not have us block the Shoreline Scout. They do. They do. They tap down the Clancaller. Honestly, I might have been holding my Trickster to try and get some tempo plays where you turn off mana on my turn. But honestly, they probably get us dead before we make a critical mass of Elves as well. Savage Swipe's a pretty good draw there. I assume they just drew it, otherwise they wouldn't have Trickstered this. In for 6 here. Jeez. Okay. We're going to slam. Not a jam, though. We're just going to slam the Archdruid. We're on the back foot. An Archdruid followed by Company is very strong. They have Aether Gust. Okay, we're going to put it on top. Not the best, but we can Company into the Archdruid plus something else next turn. No, we can't. We're drawing the Archdruid. I'm an idiot. They had a Lord, so we're taking 6 here, down to 6. We drew the Archdruid. We're going to play Castle Garenbrig, and we're going to pass to them. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to play Elvish Clancaller, and then we're going to play Dwayne's Elvish. And this gives us some blockers. They could have an Aether Gust here. They could have... Okay, they have 1 card in hand. We're on a precariously low life total here. And then attacking gets us lower, but it gives them a situation where, like, they have to trade off with our stuff or lose things. So they have an Aether Gust. Okay, the Aether Gust was actually perfect for them. Block here. Block here. So we get to kill the Lord. Go to 2. Draw the Clancaller again. Okay, we're going to pass back to our opponent. Jesus. They're going to go to combat attack. We're going to Company. And we have to hit 2 bodies. We do hit 2 bodies. Not really ideal bodies, because neither of them trade with Merfolk Trickster. Oh, God. Okay. Let's go Jaspera. Let's go Llanowar Elves. We're going to go to blocks. Block a 1-1. Block the 2-2. And go to 1. We draw an Allosaurus Shepherd. We're going to play Elvish Archdruid plus Allosaurus Shepherd, just to have more bodies. We are clinging on to dear life here. We are clenching our arse cheeks. If our arsehole is usually the circumference of a 50p piece, it is currently the circumference of a 5p piece. We call this 5p territory. That's a Master of the Pearl Trident. So now we have unfavourable blocks again. Attack with only the... No, they don't attack with only the Trickster. So this can go here and trade. This can go here and just chump. That is fine. Oh, okay, they have 3 bodies. We need some blockers. What have we got? Elvish Clancaller, Elvish Clancaller. Not the worst. I mean, it grows our team. Do we have favourable blocks? We do. Oh, God, we can play Growing Rights of Hitlermork, but it means that we just die. No attacks. Okay, what have they got? Do they have another Lord? They have an Aether Gust, which means we are just dead. This makes 3 mana, and then we concede. Oh, we were nowhere near winning. That game wasn't close, because they're on 20. We never really had a foothold. But it felt close, because we were just on the cusp of turning a corner the whole time. But turning the corner back into the game is not the same as turning the corner to win the game. Okay, it's 1-1. They're gonna ruin my win streak if they fuck me up here. We're gonna play first. 1 drop, 2 drop, and Company. Let's fucking go. This seems more than reasonable. They have mulliganed. Okay. See, if you never mulligan, if you just keep bad hands like I do, you're always up on your opponent in number of cards, and that's how you win Magic, right? It doesn't matter if your opponent's mulligan to a good hand and your hand doesn't literally do anything, it can't cast any of its spells. If you have more cards, you win. That is what people tell me. That and islands. Apparently islands are very strong. Although, as we've seen, so are forests. Island from our opponent, Shoreline Scout from our opponent, and they're going to transform something in their hand into a trop. They transformed Mero Regery into a trop, which means their hand is low on lands, high on gas. That gives us an indication there. We're going to play the War Master. We're going to not offer the trade, because the Shepherd is just so good if we draw a Lord or similar. 2 mana here into a Lord, and then we take 3. Silvergill Adept, which draws on the card by revealing Sylvune's Sea and Sky, the god that draws on the card when they attack him. This is indestructible, they have more Merfolk, and gives them more ward. We take 2 here. We draw a Shifting Ceratops, which is pretty decent. We're just going to play a Dwynen's Elite and make a ton of bodies. And then we'll attack with Allosaurus Shepherd here. I think I'm okay to trade this at this point because it makes their Sylvan worse. Yeah, that's fine. The reason I'm okay to trade there is them having a low creature count is less aggressive towards us. And although Allosaurus Shepherd is one of the payoffs, like we're pumping 6 mana into the fucking thing to have a payoff, right? Having an Elvish War Master in play means we've already got a mana outlet anyway. This thing turns off company, interestingly. So that means we're not companying for a while. Let's go ahead and play a Shifting Ceratops. They can't counter it. They can't kill it with their creatures. It's going to attack every turn. We don't have the mana to do so right now, but they're going to now Aether Gust probably our War Master, I'd imagine. And then we can attack with our 1/1s, because they don't really want to block with either of these. Merfolk Trickster? Yeah. That gives them a good block. Should I have played around that? I don't know. Probably not. I guess the Trickster out of their hand now. Trading a Trickster for a 1... Well, not even trading, sorry. Getting the Trickster out of their hand for losing a 1/1 is perfectly reasonable, right? It's much better than blowing us out later by turning off one of our Lords in like an important combat step. I still think they've got Aether Gust, but there's no evidence of that. The pause and the consideration they were making may have just been the Trickster. So they have Sylvan Sea and Sky. That makes all their Merfolk have Ward 1, and it's indestructible as long as they have 2 others. But I don't think we really care that much about this here. We're going to play another War Master. Sure. This resolves and makes us a 1/1. And then we're going to get into the reds. No, we're not. Hang on. We're going to... Yeah, we're going to get into the red zone with the Shifting Ceratops and play the Allosaurus Shepherd post-combat. So they can't block this, and this is just 5 damage. It's pro-blue. So if you're new to Magic, if you're a fucking self-professed scrub like I am, and you don't really understand what's going on, Shifting Ceratops has protection from blue, which means it cannot be blocked, cannot be targeted by, and cannot be dealt damage by effects that have that colour. So they can't block here, and their blue spells can't target it. It can be destroyed by an effect that says destroy, but it can't be targeted. So basically, we're talking about Wrath of Gods and Wrath effects there, which are not relevant to blue. It can be bounced, though, by like non-targeting global bounce effects. Your Cyclonic Rifts, your Aether Gusts, not Aether Gust, Aether Winds, the 4 mana one. That's something, but they don't have that here. They won't have. They have a really big indestructible Sylvan of the Sea. Sure, they're going to draw a card. They should be attacking with every opportunity they get because there's no risk. And it draws my card. We're going to go blockers and we're going to block here. I'm just going to not take 5 here because I want all our throws to be nice and high in case something goes horribly wrong. We draw a forest, which allows us to activate our Allosaurus Shepherd. Which is dumb, right? That's so dumb. We're going to get into the red zone with everything. I haven't actually done the math. So I don't know if this is lethal or if they can block in a way where they survive. And I didn't do the math, and it all came out okay anyway. What that tells me is that not only is math for blockers, but it's for fucking losers too. Because our opponent had to do it, and I'm the winner, and I didn't do it. See what I mean? Why do math when you can do magic?
Another one.
Right, before we get into this next round, don't forget if you want to support the channel, the best way to do so is Patreon. I did a video earlier in the week explaining and showing that ad revenue is not that great, so it's not the best way to support the channel. If you want to support, it's Patreon. So there's a link in the description below. For $2 a month, you have access to the Discord server, where we have events going on, we have hobby hangouts, we have lots of active communities popping up and growing out of games like Flesh and Blood and Warhammer. And $2 tier also gets this, obviously, with free postage. Up to you. It's not mandatory. You don't have to support me. My content will always be free. But if you want to, if you can, then by all means, please do so. Right, this hand is fucking garbage. Our first mulligan of 4 or 5 games. This hand is okay. The reason I say this is that we have 2 mana sources, a 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 2-drop, a 2-drop, and a 4-drop. And we have to put one of these back, and we don't have another one. I'm going to keep this, though. I'm going to put back probably the Elvish Clan Call. No, we're going to get rid of the Elvish War Master because we don't have the mana to use it anyway. Maybe that was wrong because it would have meant every body was 2 bodies from then on outwards. My roping from explaining Patreon, just float in there. Just there, look. I love this old Arena board. This makes me like nostalgic for the old days of Arena. And this thing here looks like the silhouette of the bad guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. I've said this many a time in several videos. I just will always not say it. I will always never not say it. I will always say it. They have shocked themselves. I don't want to see a Thoughtseize here. Oh! Ah! Fuck! Jesus, my back! It's back breaking. They're going to take the Clan Caller, I would assume. Maybe they hit the Dwynen's Elite, but I think Clan Caller is way worse. Just in general. Obviously, it depends on what's in their hand. For those of you who want to learn a little bit with Thoughtseize, you should think about what's in your hand. You Thoughtseize things out of your opponent's hand that you can't deal with the cards in your hand. However, both these cards are dealt with by pretty much the same things. They have a damage 1 spell. Maybe a Chain Whirler, for example, out of their Overgrown Tomb deck. What the fuck am I talking about? But, yeah. Both of these, objectively, I think it's almost like, I can't think of a situation where you don't take the Elvish Clan Caller, I think. I guess maybe you had a kill spell for the other creatures. This is just a 1-1. Oh, then you still take the Elvish Clan Caller. They are thinking long and fucking hard about it. So long. Oh, they took the company. Oh, of course. I hadn't even considered the company because we don't have the fucking mana for it. But there you go. Dwynen's Elite here. Slam it into play. Make a body. Get him for 1. Take them to 15. I hadn't even considered them taking the company because I'm assuming it's going to rot in my hand for the rest of the game where I don't draw the mana for it. They are on Sacrifice. Well, I assume Sacrifice. Gigantha, it pretty much tells us they're on Sacrifice. I don't know if this matchup is good or bad for us, honestly. I'm just not sure. Let's play an Allosaurus Shepherd, play an Elvish Clan Caller. I guess the Clan Caller was still a take because now they just can't block in a way with this cat that makes sense. They could have had a red mana here for Unholy Heat, which I've completely blanked on the entire fucking time we've been recording, or Fight with Fire, or some sort of red removal spell that could have killed the Lord and then blocked one of our creatures and traded with the Cauldron Familiar. They can bring back later in the game anyway if they have some food. So a removal spell there would have been pretty decent, but they didn't have it. So they played a red source here because they have other red cards coming up. They don't have any 1 mana red spells, otherwise they would have utilised it there to lessen the damage or trade profitably. So we're talking Mayhem Devil is my read for this turn's play, which will allow them to ping something next to it with Phyrexian Tower. Now they can Phyrexian Tower off the Cauldron Familiar here to have 4 mana, because Phyrexian Tower creates 2 when you sack something. 4 mana gives them access to the Forgotten Gods Old Way, the 4 mana enchantment saga that kills the thing. It's Maelstrom Pulse, but not Maelstrom Pulse. It's a Sorcery Speed killer thing. It's probably closest to Vindicate. Or they could have, I don't know, maybe 4 mana of Vraska at a push, but it's not a common inclusion in the Sacrifice deck. I'm trying to think what other 4-drops they could have. They could also just play Woe Strider here and pass as well. They're thinking long and hard, so it looks like they've got options. That's an option. That's also an option. Okay, post-board, we have some good shit. We have double skews. First time we've actually boarded, really. Relic of Progenitus. And I'm tempted for a Rex Age to hold it off because the oven is brutal. The Old Ways ramps them, and they have Trail of Crumbs. So for that reason, I'm going to bring in Reclamation Center to all those cards. We're going to cut. I think I want Ranger Class as well to just make threats. Make threats and grow threats. It's sort of an attrition card. I'm going to cut Growing Words of Illichmok. I'm going to cut. Oh fuck! Maybe we want Heroic Intervention for Ritual of Soot as well. Yeah, nah, we can. Any card that says draw a card on it is fine to go into Ritual of Soot. I guess I cut 2 Jaspera Sentinels. Actually, they're good against Mayhem Devil. Land of War Elves is a dork. Oh! Skyshroud Lookout draws us a card. I just know what? Fuck Ranger Class. I really don't know what my cuts are. Permit is a little slow. Trim a Clan Caller. Trim a Lookout. Trim a Druid. I'm not going to bring in all 3 Rex Ages. There you go. Is that correct? Is this how you comprehensively should sideboard Elves going into Sacrifice in Historic? I don't fucking know, honestly. Perhaps I will tune back into being a fucking hell. This I could keep this against certain decks that are uninteractive, right? Because we have the 2-drops here into 2-drop, 1 land plus this. However, if they just kill this with a Fatal Push, Unholy Heat, or Ping, or something, then we're fucked. This, on the other hand, is pretty decent. I'm going to put back Jaspera Sentinel. I think we want mana payoff, bodies, and an interactive spell. They're going to Thoughtseizers anyway. Oh no, it's Gilded Goose. I'm both happy and not so happy about that. We'll play Land of White Elves here. The line is, if you've got Goose and Thoughtseizes in your hand, and you know the matchup, and they're not like a combo deck that goes off very early. This is across most formats, by the way. Mana Dork plus Thoughtseize. You probably want to go Mana Dork and then Thoughtseize. In older formats where there are turn 1 combo decks, you're much more likely to want to Thoughtseize first. In historic, combo decks aren't going off very early. Especially decks like this, which is arguably a combo deck. So they probably could still have Thoughtseize this turn. They have shot themselves for a Ravenous Squirrel. Are they going to steal? Like, Oven plus Claim the Firstborn would be pretty brutal. Very good turn for them. No Oven plus Claim the Firstborn. They passed the turn. Sweet. We're going to go Dwynen's Elite. Are they going to Unholy Heat us with this on the stack? Because if so, then we punt it, right? Because we should have put Allosaurus Shepherd first, so this always brings a 1-1. That's a mistake on our... They're thinking about it. They've got Unholy Heat, or they've got Assassin's Stroke. They've got something. Some sort of removal spell. They hovered the food, which is suggesting to me it's a 2-mana removal spell, not a 1-mana. No, it is a 1-mana. We'll make the green before it dies. Yeah, that was a punt. We should have played Allosaurus Shepherd first. I guess there's an argument that this keeps Allosaurus Shepherd alive, because they're more likely to kill Allosaurus Shepherd than the Land of White Elves. But honestly, looking at our hand, we wanted that mana, so a 4th land unlocked company. We're now approximately 1 million miles away from Crater Hoof, and a good 500,000 miles away from Collected Company. For those of you who don't know, 1 million miles in Magic is around 12. 12 is 1 million in Magic terms. And no, I won't explain that. Mayhem Devils is very, very good into us. Now, they've missed a land drop. But but we have also missed a land drop. Oh, God. Okay. No attacks. Ravenous Squirrel is very good in their deck. Like, for card advantage, sack outlet, and a body. I really like this card. Like, it probably does too much for a 1-drop, but it's really funny that other modern 1-drops like Allosaurus Shepherd and Ragavan both make Ravenous Squirrel look bad. And I think that's very funny. In some ways it makes sense that the uncommon 1-drop with like 1,000 lines of text should be worse than the rare or the mythic ones in the case of... I forgot this is a mythic. Oh, fucking hell. But it's still just funny that this just seems like a very good one. Like a solid 1-drop. And it's just not as good as the other ones. So I did not claim the Firstborn. Yeah, I think we just lose this match, honestly. Like, unless we hit land, and the company is, like, godlike, we're in a bad spot. So they get to attack us here. They then get to sack our own body that they just stole to claim the Firstborn. Use Mayhem Devil to ping our 1-1 and grow the squirrel. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. No blocks. If we don't hit one on a land, like land into Rexage on the Oven, then land into a good company might get us somewhere. So yeah, they Witch's Oven. Mayhem Devil's going to kill our Shepherd. Yeah. if Magic had brutalities like Mortal Kombat, that is definitely one of them. It's a feel bads for sure. This matchup, I don't know if it's because this is the first time I've really felt super behind, barring that one game with Merfolk. But part of me wonders if this is actually just generally a very, very bad matchup. Like a very, very bad matchup. Cauldron Familiar. We have to hit a land now. We did. It's a tap land. This is why I didn't play 4 of these. Oh, fuck. Lair of the Hydra didn't lose us the game, but definitely secured the fact that we didn't have any chance of going back into that. Okay, I'm trimming the Relic of Progenitors. I'm bringing back in the Lords. I've gone up to a 3rd copy of Reclamation Sage because the Oven is just an absolute brutal beating. 2 cards to cut still. I guess it's going to be 1 Sentinel and 1 Dwynen's Elite. We saw that game, how Dwynen's Elite can just be bad into them if they have mana open and Fatal Push on Holy Heat. I don't know if they play on Holy Heat, by the way. I think Push is the more common thing. I haven't really played much Sacrifice since the release of the new cards. This hand is really quite good. Yeah, this hand is really quite good. A turn 3 company is always good. I say always good. It is good 99% of the time. Now, we don't want to see them Thoughtseize our company here, and we don't want to see them fail push our Elves. I would rather they just play a Gilded Goose and just leave us the fuck alone. That's what I want from them. I want them to just not interact in any way, and then we win. I think the reason that we're so bad into them is they're one of the more interactive decks in the format, right? Up there with the blue-white control shells that were playing Memory Lapse up until, well, Up until, obviously, it got suspended, and good fucking riddance. Okay, that's fine. We'll play a War Master, because War Master does suggest... Not suggest... War Master is possibly a more likely target of removal than the Lana White Elves. We get to get in for one here. Fatal Passage would get a tap land, so there's no removal in this turn, but there might be next turn. That said, no turn 1 play. Are they Fatal Passaging so they can definitely turn 2 play? Is it a Trail of Crumbs? I'm unsure. Maybe they've got a lot of tap lands in hand. Maybe they've got some like check lands, perhaps. Again, not really familiar with what the mana base of Sacrifice looks like right now. It might just be they had no red sources and a ton of red spells, so they wanted to leave a Fatal Passage so they can start casting red spells earlier. Okay, it's not going to be Trail of Crumbs because this is red-black. What is this going to be? Witch's Oven? Sure. But no cat. I'll just claim the first one on my War Master. Okay. And they sacrifice and kill my War Master. Okay, that makes sense. That was a perfectly reasonable turn. I'll win a company now. I wanted to really hit a Reclamation Stage to kill the Witch's Oven before they untapped, but we didn't. We're going to go Scavenging Ooze plus War Master. So Scavenging Ooze gives us play, gives us quite good game against the cat. Meanwhile, the Elvish War Master is just very, very fucking good for our coming turns. So really, they now have like a Mana Dork, an anti-graveyard tech, and a Elf payoff in play, and they've got to deal with all of them. Maybe the way they deal with all of them is just to Ritual of Us in a turn's time. So I'm starting to wonder whether I should even commit more to the board. They're thinking, I don't think they're roping, I think they're generally thinking they have 6 cards in hand. Yeah, they probably have a whole ton of options. They've shocked an Overgrown Tomb in. They play another Witch's Oven, and they don't have any red mana left for Claim the Firstborn this turn. They play a Cauldron Familiar. And they Thoughtseize me. Which takes away either one of my 2 mana plays. Like, oh, I got double 2 mana play next turn, right? Or they take away the creator. If they took away the Lord, that makes sense. They allowed us to untap, which doesn't seem correct. Doesn't seem correct, honestly. We go into the red zone with Scavenging Ooze and Elvish War Master. We could make a ton of mana with Garen Break, like 6. But it doesn't really do a whole lot, because it lets us cast one and activate Scavenging Ooze twice. They block like this. They're going to sack it now, I assume, and then we're going to get to double eat it, because we only have 2 foods. So the cat goes into the bin. And then we're going to activate Scavenging Ooze for 1 green, and we're going to eat the cat. They're now going to sack a food to bring it back, and then we're going to eat the cat again. So trigger on the stack, we then eat the cat again. You see, I don't know if they think they could have got like around that somehow, but it's just not a good spot for them, honestly. They do get a food out of it, though. They do blank 2 damage. We get 3 through, though. And then, I think playing the Dwayne's Elite here is incorrect. Because they can just Ritual of us. We need something to play next turn. So I'm not going to bother. Because we've got quite a good threat on the board. We can even eat both of these bodies in our bin on their end step. Well, we're going to do it anyway, just to gain the life, to go up to a 5/5. Or we can do it to just make it a 5/5. We're going to do it regardless, whether they kill it or don't kill it. My point is we can make a 5/5 in their end step. That was a really fucking like garbled way of explaining that. We're going to make a 5/5 regardless of whether they Ritual of Set now or not. So, do they have the Wrath? And the Wrath is CMC, right? Yeah, CMC 3 or less. The Wrath here does really stabilize them. They don't seem to have it. They have a Ravenous Squirrel. That's fine by me, my friend. That's fine by me. End of their turn. We're just going to eat stuff in our bin. So we're going to eat the Elvish Clancaller. And then we're going to eat the Elvish War Master as well. There's also an argument for decreasing the number of cards in their graveyard in case they do have something with Delirium, like Unholy Heat. But I don't really think they play it. We have drawn a Reclamation Sage, which is pretty gas here. We're going to go to combat. And we're just going to get in. They can sack a food here to be able to block the War Master. And I really don't mind if they do that because they're trading off. They're just going to take 7. Okay. Sure. They could have gained 3 and killed the War Master. But I guess they don't want to just kill the War Master. They want to block it in a profitable way. Now, this could have been them trying to learn more out of us, and this is still Ritual of Soot, so I'm going to keep the Dwayne's Elite in our back pocket still. I'm going to Vex Age one of the ovens, I think. Now, I don't know if this is greedy. I'm not sure if this is greedy. Like, one more land gives us an Elvish War Master activation next turn as well, so getting more bodies into play ain't too greedy. Maybe that is greedy, because Vex Age plus the Dwayne's Elite, if we draw a land, is 3 bodies. And now Ritual of Soot is huge value, and we don't really have much of a... Okay, it's not Ritual of Soot, it's Witch's Vengeance. Interesting. We're going to make a green here. Oh, Scavenging Ooze is doing fucking God's work here. So they eat... This is mad how good this is for us. I mean, they could have a Fatal Push now and just kill the Scoos as well, but they don't. They either have a land for the Black Source, or they don't. We're going to eat from our graveyard the Llanowar Elves. So they need a blocker next turn. They're attacking? No, don't do that, my friend. That seems ambitious. Like, is knocking us from 21 to 19 really worth taking 7 damage next turn? 8 damage next turn? Apparently it is. I'm just gonna... No, I'm not gonna eat anything else in case they play something. So just take 2. So we're on 19. And then on your end step, we're just gonna eat... I guess the Elvish War Master. We don't have any Graveyard Recursion in our deck, by the way. We don't... There is no regrowth or Eternal Witness effects in this deck. We drew a Lookout. Sky Shroud Lookout. So we're gonna go to combat. And we're gonna attack. Good game? Well, it's not good game yet, my friend. Because you aren't dead. So we could eat a Reclamation Stage to get him for 8. I'll just take him to 2 and play 2 bodies. And then my turn, we're going to play Sky Shroud Lookout. My second main, which just generates another elf. And then Dwayne's Elite. Now, if they have another Wrath, that's fine, because we can do that with Elvish Archdruid. I say fine. It's merely okay. I mean, taking them to 1 with the Scavenging Ooze and playing the Sky Shroud Lookout might have been okay, because then we have Lethal on board, but then they can play a second blocker, like a Mayhem Devil or Woe Strider or whatever. This actually does play around Woe Strider, forgive us. Well, it doesn't actually, because these are 1/1s, but we got there anyway. Elves is pretty decent. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Historic Elves in Historic. I don't know why I call it Historic Elves in Historic. Elves in Historic. The best mono green deck? Well, probably. There is a green Stompy deck, but it's not as good as this, right? I think this deck is very fun. It's got cool play patterns. It's got cool interactions and intricacies. There are bits where you can get tricksy with like your activations and stuff. It has draws that just absolutely steamroll anything that it comes in contact with. I think this deck is just sweet. And if you're looking to build into something historic, I don't think you can go wrong with Elves, because let's be fucking real. They're never really banning anything from Elves. The only card in this deck that might get banned is Company. I guess. There's a world where Hoof becomes like a combo finisher for some weird decks, and it gets suspended or banned, but we're talking quite a way out. A lot of things have to change for that. Company is kind of omnipresent in the format, and is the only card in here that risks a ban, honestly. But if Company went, and you went up to like 4 copies of Freyalise, which we didn't see in this video, in all fairness, but it's still a card that generates you like quite good value by seeking Elves out of your deck, I think you'd still have a reasonable deck that's still playable and can still get you there. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. Smash that like button. Tell me in the comment section below if there's something you would change. If you've had any success with Elves, or do you just hate playing against Elves on the ladder? And if you want to help support the content, don't forget there's a link to Patreon in the description below, as well as an affiliate link for channelfireball.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.